Hello and good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depends on where you're joining us from. My name is Mahesh Chand. I'm founder of CSharpCorner. Today we have an exciting show here at the csharp.tv. Everybody, welcome. Bhaskar looks like everybody joining in. Italy from Alan from Italy. Welcome, Mike. Mike is from South Africa. Very good. Looks like we got hey Rohit. Looks like we got people from all over the world. Great, awesome, amazing. Okay, Vijay is joining us. Very good. Um, Everybody, welcome to the show. We are going to have an exciting show today. We have about 50 minutes or so. We will see, depending on some of the questions. Malaysia, Dennis is joining us from West Ghana. Welcome, Dennis. Amit, hey Amit, long time no see. Welcome to the show. Looks like Amit is joining from LinkedIn. We have a bunch of people joining from YouTube. I'm here outside of Philadelphia. It's a nice day today. I think looks like spring is here in the U.S. At least on the East Coast. Uh, Kripanshu, everybody, welcome, and good evening, good morning. Yeah, so this is going to be exciting show. Let's give people a minute or two. They're joining. While they're joining, um, as some of you may already know, this is C Sharp TV, csharp.tv. You can go and check out live csharp.tv. We do live streaming for software developers and C Sharp Corner members. Um, um, Welcome from Italy. I think we got Pasquale. How do you say? I'm sorry, I may not misspell your name, from Italy. Yeah, so today is going to be exciting show. Let me share my screen. And today, what we're going to talk about is Web3 and AI and how it's shaping up this our future, especially in the people who are in the field of software development. Um, Sonal, welcome to the show from Bangalore, joining through LinkedIn. Yeah, and we have looks like we have some giveaways too today's show. I think I'm going to announce few things. I think we have a ticket. Looks like a Wow Summit ticket. So if anybody is interested in going to the Wow Summit, it's happening in Hong Kong. Yeah, we are giving away some free tickets. I think we will also give away a bunch some tokens as well, which we will announce in the middle of the show. All right, let's get back. My name is Mahesh Chan. I'm a founder of C Sharp Corner, and today our focus is on AI and Web3. If you have not heard of Web3, this is a good talk for you. This is if your first time, you don't know much about what Web3 is all about. Today is a good. Let me see if I can. Yeah. So if you know me, I'm founder of C Sharp Corner. I also ran several companies. We're also launching a token, and we'll talk more on this in the end of the show as well. So what we learned today we are going to learn what is Web3. Some of you may have heard the term Web3, but what exactly is Web3? I will drill down more into that. Why do we need Web3? Web3 is not something just woke up one day. Why do we need it? And how, we'll take one of the examples how real companies are using Web3 and for their businesses. We'll also talk about a little bit of AI, and generative AI is our focus today, and how software developers, if you are a programmer, coder, project manager, even content writer or tester, how you can use generative AI for your benefits in different tools. And then we are going to we're going to have question answers. um, Again, this is an open discussion, guys. Any questions you have, just start asking your questions. Behind the scene, we have Simon, we have Deepak helping us. These guys going to collect some of your questions, and then we will take your questions in the end of the show. That makes sense? So far, so good. um yeah, don't mind my dirty desk behind the whiteboard behind the scene. Yeah, we are definitely going to how do I win Sharp token. Yes, we are going to give away Sharp token, bunch of prizes. I think Simon is going to come up with a creative idea how you will win the tokens, guys. So maybe during the show, from the talk, we will ask some questions, and whoever answers the question first, maybe will win the tokens. Pasang, welcome to the show, and everybody, let's get started. So, what is Web3? Before we go to what is Web3, if you look at the history of Web3, guys, again, ask any questions you have. My goal really is to make sure that I cover your questions and answer them. So you look at the history of web. When you look at the history of web was started in 1989, and until 2005, web was more about static pages. They were content was just simple text and images, and we will share those in form of HTML, PHP, ASP, JSP, and so on and so forth, right? So that was a web 1. So we are breaking down all web era into web 1, web 2, and web 3, and we are right now web 3. So web 1 was just static pages. There were some databases, there were ASP, there were server side programming, right? But then came web 2. Web 2 changed the way web is being you consumed and shared and built, right? So web 2 was more about dynamic pages. Web 2 more about responsive web. Web 2 also about the social web. Means you look at the cloud came as a part of web 2, then social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, all those came as a part of web 2, where not only you will read the web or you will share the web, but also you can write to the web. What does that mean? Means we can share to the web, right? That's where we are today. Social media, like you can go to LinkedIn, you can go to Instagram, you can go to Facebook, and you can start sharing your content. That's web 2. So what is web 3? Web 3 is a different mindset. It's a different way we think about web. We consume the web, we create the web, we own the web, right? So the web 3 adds another element, ownership. So so in today's world, if you are a user of a platform and say, what, I'm a user of, let's say, Facebook, I'm a contributing to the making company money, I need to get a piece of that. You want to have ownership of that, and that's what web3 is. So web3 is not just a one technology, it's not a programming language, it's more than that. It's a mindset, it's a concept, it's the way we create web, we consume web, and also we own web. So right. um, so I'll drill down more into that again in my coming slides as well. Good morning. Looks like Saurabh. We have Random doesn't sound like a real name. Swapnil, Harshita, Yash Verma, Rishabh. Welcome to the show. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning here in the US, and I think it's evening in India. We have a lot of people joining from India. So yeah, feel free, Ramasagar, welcome. Feel free to ask your questions, post your questions, what do you agree, disagree, what you like, any questions you have. Our goal is to take as many as questions here and then answer them. Rajneesh, welcome to the show. And we are also actually going to have this show more often once I stop traveling. Alice, it's welcome to the show. Guys, if you don't mind also sharing where you're joining us from, that'll be amazing. So we know at least where people are joining us from. Um, I think Vivek Jai joining from India. Good evening, Rishabh. And so many people joining us. It's amazing. All right. So we have looks like already 335. Some people joined. That's amazing. Great. We also have some prizes coming up. All right. Chetan, Kamer, Yusuf, Neha, welcome to the show. So I was just talking if you are just joining, I was just talking about a little bit about the history of web, and today we will cover what is Web3. When you think of Web3, right? Somebody says, what is Web3? So obviously, if there is a Web3, there was a Web 1, there was a Web 2, and now it's Web3. So Web 1, briefly, static pages. People were just started the building the web pages. Web 2 came where you start sharing, you start look participating in reading the content and writing the content. But now we are in a web 3 where you read, you can consume the web, you can write to the web, but you can also own. Ownership is the kind of big deal here. So when you think of Web3, it's a set of technologies, just not a one technology. It's just not a blockchain. A lot of people understand Web3. They think Web3 is a cryptocurrency. They think Web3 is a decentralization. They think Web3 is just about blockchain. No, Web3 is a lot more than that. So Web3 term was coined, means the new wave of technology that's going to build the web is becomes, it's the, you can put under Web3. And you can look at the screen here. Web3 includes semantic web, metaverse, 3D graphics, connectivity, blockchain, digital identities, micropayments, big and decentralization. So decentralization is the foundation of Web3. And I'll explain you a little bit more in details right now before we go to next screen. Is when you think of, and I'll take an example. Let's say today you are joining this web webinar right here. You're joining through, a lot of people joining through YouTube, people are joining through LinkedIn. Now because you're joining this web, you're learning. Sure, you can ask questions, you can connect. That's what we're doing here. But what if by joining this platform you are also earning something? Did you get it? Imagine that you are joining this, you're learning, but you're also earning something. Why? Because you are a part of economy now. So when we stream this, let's say we are streaming this video, and this video we end up making, put some ads, make money, you will also own piece of that economy. That is what Web3 is all about. Web3 allow you as a user of any platform to become owner of that platform. That makes sense? Now, how is that possible? Like, how is that possible? And that's where blockchain comes in, decentralization comes in. That's where cryptocurrencies comes in. So the foundation of Web3 is blockchain and cryptocurrency. So what you do is say, we are going to launch a token. Let's take an example, right? We're going to launch a token for our community. And people, everybody who is participating in that economy is going to start earning the token. That means that's how you own the piece of that economy. Perfect example is if you look at any um, cryptocurrencies or any company, they are decentralized. How they work? People who are participating, who are building these companies or projects, they own that. Bitcoin is a perfect example. Bitcoin, whoever mines Bitcoin, they help, they run the node, they own a piece of that economy. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, keep your questions coming, guys. Welcome. Looks like we have a lot of people joining us. Make sure I answer your questions. Simon, Deepak, and Manish, please note down all the questions. We are going to take questions. So one thing in Web3 is, right, um, is blockchain, whether it's cryptocurrency. And then I'm sure some of you guys heard of term metaverse. Metaverse is nothing but it's a new term for virtualization, putting AR, VR, mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. When you build these systems in virtual worlds, that comes under metaverse. um, and then there are a few other technologies here on the screen. Is digital identities. Digital identities are means that rather than having your real identity in these virtual worlds or even on the platforms, you'll have your digital identity. Means you'll have avatar. I'm sure you have heard of avatar. So many people are using their avatars on their social media, right? That comes under this Web3 as well. All right. So if you have any questions more on Web3, hopefully it makes sense what Web3 is. If you still have questions, just post your questions here. So why Web3? I want to talk a little bit about why Web3. And Ramasagar asked great question, says Sharp token, what are some of the potential benefits and challenges of transitions to Web3? This is great. This is great. And I'm going to take this question, Ramasagar, in the end, but this is exactly, we are going to focus on this as well today. So Web3, when these new technologies come, right, any of these new technologies come, look at the electric cars, all these, they come because It's not because that somebody woke up one day and build that. It's because that there is a need. Most of the cases, right? There's a need. So if you look at today's challenges, that I'm going to cover these why Web3 is important and why it's here. um, Jim, that's great. Was an example of Web3. We will take an example of Web3 as well. So perfect example of Web3 is, I don't know if you look at, I mean, Bitcoin is a perfect example of Web3. If you look at, there's so many projects going on out there. Um, and I'll give you exact example how we are building a project in Web3, and in my just in the next two slides. So why Web3? Web3, we are going to look at two or these three problems today, and that will explain you why Web3 is so important in coming time. So if you look at today's challenges, how many of you are part of where you get these emails, phishing emails every day? Every day I get literally 50 emails every day, phishing emails, scam emails, right? So there is so much cybersecurity and frauds are going on. Cybersecurity is a big need, and cyber frauds are happening everywhere. As a matter of fact, I think in a day the data came out, there were more than 1 million attacks every day, and that I'm probably underestimating that number. Today, if you look at the centralized systems means banks, government, healthcare systems. What they do, they have all your data. Okay, so centralized systems, think about your bank. So you have a bank, you go there, you put your money in there, they have all your record, they have your address, they have your credit card, they have your social security, they have your address, everything, phone number, all that. And that data is actually today stored in some centralized servers, maybe in a database on a cloud. So what happens is that some hacker goes somehow, it's usually hacker or somebody from the company who left the company, different ways. Some hacker gets into that database, and now they have access to all your private personal records. Okay, they know who you are, they know your address, they know your phone number, and out of sudden they your email. Out of sudden you're going to start getting these text messages, these emails, because the data was stored in a centralized server. Let's look at the data privacy and data control. These healthcare systems they have all your data. They always, in the US, at least in the whole world, they sell your data. Look at companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Google. They know a lot of things about you, and they use that data to manipulate you. So today, if you are talking about, I have Alexa in my home, and if you talk about new car, out of sudden I see all ads in, I go to my computer, I go to my phone, all I see is ads for the car. Means Alexa is listening to me. So that's why this is centralized systems. These are controlled by these companies, where they make money from you every day, every minute, every second. Either you are online, you are at home talking to any device in your car, because they're always capturing data about you. You're on the internet doing anything on your computer, yeah, Google is always tracking what you do there. Okay, so that's what exactly. So what they do is, based on what you are doing, then they're going to start sending you these ads. Okay, and then if you are on LinkedIn and sharing all the things what you do, they know now they can package that data and sell it to somebody. That's what these centralized companies do. So this is one of the major challenge, and how Web3 is going to solve, I will explain you in a minute. But and then last point here is that the size of data, amount of data is growing, right? So the size of data is growing so much that we can't even figure out how to store that, and that's where blockchain comes in. Blockchain plays a major role. That once in Web3 world, if data is stored on a decentralized network, it's stored on a decentralized network in an encrypted format from day one. So no one controls your data. Data is controlled by a network. Data is controlled by computers. Let's just say that, not by people, not by company. And in Web3 world, you will allow, if you say, okay, this is my personal data, this is my financial data. And if you want to share that, you can say, I'm happy to share my data, but I need to get paid for that. So companies cannot just go behind your back and sell your data and make money from you without you knowing it. So data privacy and data controls becomes a big issue in Web 2 world. In Web 3 world, Web 3 plans to solve that problem. And that's done using blockchain technology. Makes sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Keep asking those questions. I'll take those questions. Now, so first problem was we saw the first problem, the challenges, right? Today's challenge in Web 2 world. Now, second point I'm making about Web 3 is the pace of innovation. The hardware innovation is so fast today that we can't catch up. So if you look at the internet is everywhere today, right? You can go in your car, you can be in a bus, you can be a train, you can be home. Everywhere you go, you are on the internet every second. You're sleeping, it doesn't matter. Everything is being monitored, right? So your phone is working while you sleep, right? For your sometimes your phone is tracking how many hours you slept. There's an alarm in there, there's all the schedule going on. So everything, if you look at super smartphones, like my phone, where's my phone, by the way? See, right? So my phone is always with me, it's part of my body. Have you seen that every time you miss your phone, looks like something is missing from your body, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Something is missing, right? So smartphones have become part of our lives and our bodies. So then even you're walking with the phone in your pocket, you are being there's data is being generated and being shared and stored with these companies. Apple knows when you're walking, when you're sleeping, when phone is stopped, when phone, it's all being kept monitored, right? And all recorded and all then stored somewhere. The internet speed is growing amazing, and compute storage processing, you look at the phone now, this iPhone is almost as powerful as my development computer, right? So pretty much that's what we are. So because of all this, because of the hardware innovation, now we can generate these massive files like 3D graphics, like videos, virtual realities, all these world. There we can do that now, which was not possible a few years back, because hardware, because of the internet speed, because of the innovation on the web. But now we can do that. That's one more reason for Web3. And then third reason is the mindset. This is the probably the biggest reason why Web3 is so important in coming time, and starting now. The young generation that grew up with social media. Okay, we grew up on social media. Some are younger guys actually born on social media. They're using social media since they were 13, 14 years old. So what they are saying is the young generation, you guys, some bunch of you guys who are joining, I think most of you guys are young. I'm a little bit older. You are now questioning the world that, hey, from my data, hey, Facebook, I'm sharing all my data and you're making this billions of dollars. That's wrong. Okay, I don't want to share my data. Plus I want my share to be private, data to be private. But if I'm sharing, you need to pay me something, right? So young generation means you guys are asking questions in the data, and or you saying, if you, by the way, if I want my data to be private, I want to private. Nobody should does that data, right? That comes to data privacy. So every 15 years or so, we have seen that there is a shift in mindset. It's a generational upgrade, right? Think about how computers are being upgraded as humans are also being upgraded. The young generation always become more smarter, right? They're more smarter. So they're saying, hey, hey company, hey centralized companies, we don't want you to control us. We want to be, if we want to be private, we want to private. We want to share something, you have to pay for us, right? Whatever it is. This is the mindset. And today social reputation is a currency, right? We are all building our own networks, we are all building our own influence, right? So look at, everybody can go today and become a, start join YouTube and start creating, content and get followers. Out of sudden, you become a thought leader. Out of sudden, you become an entity. You are not just one person anymore. Hey, Victor. Yeah, welcome to the show. Victor is joining us from California. Yes, Victor, we are still, listen, we are back, all developers, yes, So, but there is a young generation, and that's where we are mostly talking about is Web3. And, lot of lot of old people are building Web3 too. Trust me, I just met a guy in New York. I would say he's probably 70 years old, 70. He was a big CEO of big companies. He owned a big sports team, and now he's building a Web3 platform. So, yeah, listen. Yeah. So, other thing young generation is demanding is that many of you guys are saying we want to be part of something meaningful. We don't want to just work for a company just to work and get salary. We want to be part of meaningful. So all these things combined leads us to this something called Web3. And Web3 is where the most newer systems will be built. So point today is all of you guys who are watching this and today joining me from different places. I want to make sure you start learning a little bit about Web3. What is Web3? So tomorrow when time comes, you're ready for it. And tomorrow, don't just sit in your go to your desk, sit there and just, "Yeah, okay, I'm in this project, I'm just building a website and this page, and that's all I'm doing all day." The time will come where you will say, you know what, company will say that, "Hey guys, we are moving everything to Web3. Are you ready?" You'll say, "No, I'm not." So point here is that go learn, start learning. Everything is out there. All right. So I think there's a question on Web2 to Web3. We'll take a couple of questions before we jump into AI. um, I think one of the questions was what is difference between Web 2 and Web 3? As I mentioned, this whole slide is all about difference between Web 2 and Web 3. So we will also do is record this video and share this video with everybody who's attending so you can go and watch it later. But in brief, what is difference between Web 2 and Web 3 is number one, um, the newer technologies. So Web3 is a set of newer technologies that includes blockchain, right? Decentralization, AI, AR, virtual reality. So this is a kind of set of new technology, number one. Number two, Web3 is also a mindset where user become the owner. If you are participating in any economy, you can start earning a ownership in that economy. That's the biggest difference. And now, okay, the question here is that what challenges do Web3 developers face in terms of usability and user experience? Yeah, that's a great question, right? It's not even developers, it's pretty much everybody faces this challenge right now. In Web3 world, at least now, right now, all the systems are there and they're getting better every year and every 6 months or so. The biggest problem with that is in Web3 world, you become, as a user, you become responsible for owning your own data and saving it securely. Do you understand that? That's one of the biggest challenge. Means like today, if you go to a Web2 world, you go to a bank, you open an account, or you have a credit card, you know what? I log in, I forgot my password, I can say, oh, forgot password, I can get that. So your bank is managing that. Your credit card is managing the save password. If something fraud happens, you call them, they are responsible for it. In Web3, you are responsible for most of the things. That so being responsible and keeping things safer is one of the challenge, but there are systems being developed, so now they will be easier to use. That's one of the biggest challenge. And second is a lot of people are not used to terms what you use on wallets. When you create a wallet, for example, there's a passphrase, things like that, because these systems are new and they're not mainstream yet. So there are going to be time where they will become normal. And for example, give you an example, Microsoft had just now, they preview already in Edge browser. Edge is the crypto wallet, decentralized wallet, right? And that decentralized wallet is actually connected to your Microsoft login. So out of sudden, you don't need to remember your passphrase and anything. Your browser will be able to help you log into all your wallets. So more and more these systems will build, easier it will get. Okay, so I mean, we can take some questions too as we go. I was hoping to take questions in the end after AI, but looks like we can take, yeah, jobs in Web3, right? Please explain about jobs in Web3, as I see in decline in Web3. Now people talk very less about it. So this is again, I don't think there's a less job in Web3. There's more jobs in Web3. Remember, Web3 not just a cryptocurrency or blockchain. Web3 is also AI. Remember, I don't know if you've seen, their AI jobs are exploding everywhere. Okay, it's not, Web3 is not just blockchain. Web3 is not just cryptocurrency. Web3 has AI, AR, VR, all those technologies I talked about, right? So there's so many jobs. I think we can't fill enough people. There's going to be millions of developers needed just in AI in next few years, right? The data just came out and it's insane. So um, all right, let's go. You know what? Let's take some of these questions in the end. I think there's a lot of questions, but let me jump quick and finish to spend a little bit time on AI at least so we can get started because I want to. This is AI is really a hot topic today. Then anything else. And I want to make sure that you, as a developer or programmer, anybody who's in this coding space, either tester or DevOps, doesn't matter who you are, you should know some kind of AI because it's coming really fast. And it's going to change the way we write code, it's going to change the way we deploy code, we run applications, we write test cases. It's so you let's spend a few minutes on that and then we'll come and take the questions. Looks like there's a lot of questions. So we have already seen this. I'm not going to spend too much time unless you guys have questions. That we have seen AI is now everywhere. Okay, I'm sharing on my Windows here. Windows. I don't know if you have seen your latest Windows um, screens. The Copilot is everywhere. Okay, Chat GPT. We have seen the Chat GPT became the fastest growing consumer app ever in the history of humankind. ChatGPT has 100 million users in 2 months. Nobody has ever done that before. Okay. Um, yes, we will take these questions, Rajneesh. We're gonna definitely take all these questions, and then we're gonna have some giveaways. Yes, keep asking those questions, guys. So So, what can you do with AI today? What can you do with generative AI, right? Generative AI is growing fast. At least that's the first iteration of AI we have seen. Today, I can generate any content using AI. All I have to do is go to ChatGPT. If you have not seen ChatGPT, have anybody who has not seen or used ChatGPT, I highly recommend it. Check it out. ChatGPT, Google has Gemini, right? Google has Gemini. Even you go to LinkedIn today, you go to LinkedIn and you start posting something, it will say, oh, you want to use AI to write your content or fix your content. It will rewrite the whole thing, right? So we can generate text, we can generate code, we can generate images, we can generate videos, we can read videos, we can create videos from text or text from videos. Okay, many platforms now embedding AI. So when you start typing something or you post something, there's an option to write in AI. Or you don't feel like writing a post, they can say, give me a topic and AI will write for you. And now there's also ChatG OpenAI just launched a new product. Yeah, Bard is, yeah, exactly, Amit. Yep. um OpenAI is launching a new product now that can make movies, they're high, they're almost as same grade as a movie producers will make movies. So the potential opportunities are unlimited, and so is the scary part of AI as well, that if AI can create my movie, all I have to do is tell an idea and a script, say, hey AI, I want to make a movie on blah 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 this topic, and AI can start writing your script. You can fix the script. You can what kind of roles you want, what kind of actors you want. End of the day, AI will make your movies. So that's what's the scary part. The scary part is What about the movie producers, the industry, so there's going to be so much shuffle coming out in the time. Right now, I can go to Visual Studio. Yep, Ellen is right. It's called Sora by OpenAI. Um, have you guys seen? I'm sure a lot of you have already used Copilot in Visual Studio or VS Code, right? I can start writing my code from whole application by just talking to AI. I don't have to write a code, and it's fascinating. I can just say, hey, you just start typing there in comments in your code and say, can you build me a form where it has two text boxes, login, and I can build a login screen, and it will also write database code. And just more you talk, more you learn, it will write for you. So what you need for that, you need to become a prompt, and you need to understand the prompting, AI prompting. So if you don't know what AI prompting is, how to craft an AI prompt, because AI prompt crafting is also better. You know how to talk to AI, how to give instructions, more clear you are, better results you will get. So I have written a great detailed article on C Sharp Corner on that, how to create your AI prompts. It breaks down all the parts of a big prompt, and then check out that article. Maybe Simon will find that and post a link here in these comments. So in brief, point I'm making is that you need to be part of what's happening out there, just in case when there's a need comes, you're ready for it. You cannot just ignore that. I wish I could ignore. I wish there was, not AI, but it's coming so fast that I believe the lower entry jobs in programming won't be there. AI will do that. So the job called junior developers, I won't need, as a company, I won't need a junior developer anymore, because I can just tell AI to do that work for me. Okay. So yeah, AI for Gen AI for developers, right? So developers, as a programmer, as a student, if you're learning, you're trying to get in the job industry, um, you should start learning these. They're different tools, because more you know, chances are company will ask you that, hey, have you used GitHub Copilot? Have you used, Google Gemini? Have you used Copilot in all these things, right? So you should know, and it will actually, let's say, if you're a student, for example, I'll take an example of student. You're a student, you say, I want to write a code in Python. So you can say, can you write me a code in Python to, I don't know, sort an array? You do that. Now AI can write code for you, Copilot will write a code for you. Now you can say, can you also explain what this code is doing? Now out of sudden, it will explain you like anybody, any tutor is explaining. Then you can also say, you know what, can you write a test cases for me? Now you don't have to write test case, it will also write test cases for you. It'll say, oh, can you also document my code? So out of sudden, a lot of the work you will do manually and you spend a lot of time typing, that is going away. Okay, you don't need to do that. Now let's say you are a developer, you are intermediate level developer, you just got hired in a company, you just got jumped into a large project. Now, in large project, what we would do is we will go through, we'll read the documentation, we will learn the code, we will ask questions before we start writing code. Today, you can now go have your Copilot explain you the code. Copilot will actually read the whole project. Copilot AI is going to read the whole project, and then it's going to start explaining you. Not only that, if you ask it to write a code in existing project, it will actually write code similar to what code you have already written in the project. So it will look like you already know how the code is written previously. It will replicate that. So AI is, it's fascinating the where we are. But what I want you to do is go, if you any tool you are using, if you're using a VS Code, I think a lot of students will use VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Any tool you use, try to install Copilot there. It's a plugin there. It's free. You can also have paid version as well, and try that. It's fascinating, and I think you will run with it much faster than I would. So now a lot of people are asking, like, how can you explain an example of how are we using? So we are actually on C Sharp Corner, we are rebuilding the whole platform. The new platform is amazing. It's a new look, it's a fresh look. It cater to younger generation as well. What we are using AI for many things. First of all, we are using AI for uh, quality of the content and formatting. Right now we do a lot of formatting manual work, so AI will be able to help us maintain and create in better quality content. We're also going to have these learn where AI is going to help you learn anything you want to learn. For example, you want to learn Python, AI is going to help you learn Python. You're going for an interview, right? So we are using AI. It's going to help you. Okay, you can say, oh, I'm going for an interview for Google. I'm a fourth year student. I'm going for a junior developer. All that you will explain. Based on that, you will get questions and answers what Google is probably going to ask you. We are also using for resume writing. We are spam checkers, content quality. So this is a great example of code performance and upgrades, right? So if you look at the internet, a lot of code is written in older languages, older versions. So if you go to C Sharp Corner or Google, you may find it, you search for something and you say, oh, this is C Sharp code written in C Sharp 3.0. Now AI can help you upgrade that to C Sharp 12, because the code is big difference between 3.0 to 12. It's a big difference, right? So now you can use to upgrade your code. We are also building AI recommendation engine. For example, if you are on C Sharp Corner, a new platform, and you are reading something, we're going to use what other content is you're going to basically serve you better based on your needs. Yep. So Pascal. There you go. I got it. The power of LM can also understand and generate a set of actions during complex tasks, and also in robotics and real world interactions. Yes, exactly. So Pascal got a good term here, LLM. So if you're not familiar with large language models, even now SLM is coming, small language models, right? So if you're not familiar with those terms, learn what they are, how to build, because if you are trying to go into this AI, that's where you will be asked. At least you should know basic terms there. All right. So I think that covers my this introduction to Web3 and AI. And my idea with this show was to start something, get people going on, and then we go into more details and more advanced topics one by one. But hopefully today you learned something from this, what Web3 is, what AI is. As I said, we will record this and put this live on Sharp TV. C Sharp TV is, if you check out csharp.tv, everything we record there, it goes live. um I think it will take a couple of days to go live. It's also available on YouTube as well. So YouTube, on C Sharp Corner. So if you follow C Sharp Corner YouTube, you will see all the recorded episodes there as well. Well, that was a lot. So I think we have covered this basics. Let's go through some questions. We're going to cover some questions, and I think Simon, you can jump in and figure out how are we going to announce the giveaways. Um, so yeah, let's take some questions first. So can we say that we're already the part Web3 Sharp token? Can we say that we're already the part Web3? Vijay, I guess you're talking about means C Sharp Corner, or we all, I'm not sure. But yeah, so anything you do from some of those technologies, but the key is the blockchain part, right? So ownership. Web3 and Web2 difference is ownership. In Web2 and Web3, in Web2 world, everything is managed and controlled by a company. Okay, so if a product is launched, if company owns all the data, company control the financial, company control all decision making, that's Web2. In Web3 world, the decision making, the control, the sharing, the finance, revenues, all that's Web3. That's the big difference, is ownership. And that how you do that is by tokenizing that product or the platform or the company. So if it's not tokenized, it's not Web3. If it's decision making is done by a company CEO, it's not Web3. In Web3 world, decision making is done by community, done by by crowd, by people. Um, all right. So, Sharp Token, how to become a Web3 developer? Shubham asks. So, Shubhans, well, first thing is you start learning. And again, Web3 developer is a big term, right? Web3 includes a lot of things. So, if you, I think I've written an article on CSharpCorner, how to become Web3 developer. Check that out. It's really hard to answer this in a few seconds here. Um, but I think first thing is you start kind of learning one thing at a time, like foundation of blockchain fundamentals, how the blockchain works. You don't have to be master in that. What are the different blockchain projects out there, how you can use in their your applications. So just start learning. There's so much content already out there. Let's take another question here, is that blockchain transactions require significant energy validate making quick transaction. What is your thought on that, MD? Great question. So yes, because blockchain is decentralized and distributed, some transactions require a lot of energy and storage and running, because they're running on so many nodes. But every day there's new and newer protocols coming. Okay, the only bad only bad algorithms was what Bitcoin uses. But if you look at newer algorithms and protocols, they don't require a lot of energy. That's and there's more new systems being developed, right? So what's happening right now is that most of the things you're talking about are the public blockchains. Public blockchains are stored on these public networks, public servers, public computers. So that's why they run and they sync data across the globe. But you can have your private, smaller networks, subnets, and they don't require that much energy. And also the algorithms to validate, they are just either proof of stakes in different versions of proof of stakes. So this statement is getting incorrect these days. Now you don't need a lot of, like, I can run company like Stratus blockchain, for example. I can run on my phone. I can run on a Raspberry Pi, the whole node, and they don't require any energy at all. I mean, very very minimum. How Web3 and AI could help developers in SEO, copywriters, and there are any concern about the jobs in Web3 and AI? Yes, that's a great question, Alain. Well, I think copywriters should be SEO copywriters should be all over on this, because this is going to help you a lot, and developers as well. So developers, as I mentioned, as a programmer and I write code, I can have AI write a lot of my code in Web3 and AI, right? AI can write my code, they can test my code, it can improve my code, because when I'm writing code, I have a habit of writing same code, what I've been doing for so long. Now I can say, hey, Copilot, I can just type a command. Can you convert my C Sharp 7 code to C Sharp 12? Out of sudden, my code is updated. Can you also check if this method can you check this function's performance? It can do that for me. Can you upgrade that? So you can also do commenting on your code. You can also, if you have an older code you're trying to learn, you can ask Copilot to help you explain that code, rather than you going through line by line, going to the function, learning that. So all these things you can do using um, using a Copilot. But I think there are concerns. Obviously, the lot of jobs will be gone, a lot of jobs will disappear, especially somebody's a copywriter, somebody checking grammar. Those jobs will disappear, but you as a expert in the field, you can use AI to do your work, and you can then do other more work rather than just doing manual work. So I think first iteration of AI is that making you more productive. You are become more productive because you are using leveraging AI. So people who will use AI for their benefit are the one who are going to win the race. People who are not using AI for benefit, is that's problem, is that's going to be a major challenge. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's keep taking more questions. Looks like we have more questions. How can we ensure the privacy and security of data in a decentralized web? Well, decentralized world, especially blockchain, start with the privacy and security of data, because data is not readable. It's, first of all, it's a write only. And when you read, it's all encrypted, and people who have the key access to that data to be read, they can only do that. So it's like you are putting all the things in encrypted databases. It's hard to really decrypt that. So privacy and security is really good and solid in web 3 world compared to web 2. All right, we'll take few more questions, and then I think Simon, you have to start announcing some prizes and giveaways too, right? Let's keep going with these questions. I'll take some from the screen here. Um, what are the key technological advancement and differentiate Web 3 from its predecessor Web 2, and how they impact user experience and privacy? I think we have covered this question a few times already. So if you go watch this show, this whole show is about difference between Web 2 and Web 3 and what are these technologies. As I mentioned, the biggest thing in Web 3 is that ownership. You start owning the piece of economy you are participating in it. um, One other thing, guys, in future, not everything is going to be moved from web 2 to web 3. Okay, there's still going to be web 2 world, there's going to be decentralized world and no centralized world. There's going to be both exist. So it's not something you just say tomorrow, like, you know what, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to jump here. This is not how what I'm suggesting here. I'm suggesting is that while you are doing your current job or looking for a job in today's world in cloud computer, cloud engineer or DevOps or developer, whatever you're doing, that's fine. But just keep an eye and keep learning that as well, right? It sometimes takes years and years to transition when more companies are going to hire in Web3. I don't think there's that many jobs in Web3 right now, but AI is already creating a lot of jobs. So AI prompt engineers, AI developers, they're already, data engineers. There's big need for that already. All right. So Jiva asking a question. What's your thought on which L1 block emerges for Web3 applications, Ethereum, Solana, or any other? Does enterprise applications use public chain in future or use their own chain? That's a great question. That's a great question. So couple of things here I'll break down. This is a big question. So I believe, I mean, obviously Ethereum is a big one of the biggest blockchain, L1 public blockchains. Solana is great too. Solana is a little bit better when it comes to transaction speed and cost, right? So Solana will take their own share. So think about this, right? When you look at databases, you got to think that blockchain is more like a database. Okay, it's a decentralized database with security, right? There can be a multiple databases. There can be a Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, Postgres, Ingress. So there are totally, if you look at the total, there are probably 200 databases, popular databases used by different companies. So depending on your need, there are always going to be all these chains. It's not going to be just one and done, right? It's going to be multiple. Some are good on certain things, some are bad. So there's going to be they're already building a lot of L2, L3 and private chains are being already built and developed. So that's going to be major future that a healthcare system, for example, will have its own chain where it's just focused on healthcare data, because healthcare data storage requires more discipline, more localization compared to. So I'm building a something, a system for a hospital in the US. I'm not going to put that data on a public chain. It doesn't make sense. But some identity can be put on some public chain, depending on what you use, right? So it can be, there going to be a time when a large enterprise project may use multiple blockchains as needed. It will also use cloud. Some data will be stored in cloud. Identity may be on a identity blockchain with Microsoft, and then some data will be just for transactions. You may be using cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Bitcoin. So remember, when you look at enterprise applications, sometimes you use multiple databases, multiple storage, multiple applications integration. So the world is open, and it's going to be a time where we'll have smaller private chains going on, permissionless or public chain. All right, so there's another question came from Infotech World. Okay, Ram Sagar asked this: who owns and creative rights to content generated by AI? how can we establish guidelines for responsible use of generative AI? So this is a great question. It's most debatable, and there's a lot of big people are working on, governments are working on, like people like Elon Musk kind of people, OpenAI. If AI generates a content right now and you are the one who are generating and you are paying for that, you are, it's your content. That's what right now it is. So what AI does is AI reads a bunch of things on the internet, then creates its own thing and then give you the output. That means it's your content, and you publish it somewhere, it becomes yours. It doesn't mean that AI cannot read again and learn from that and rewrite. So right now this area is very not let's call it not clear, and nobody knows, and it's okay to do this right now. This is not illegal, AI to generate your content. All right, guys, this is a great questions, amazing. Looks like we have to do this another show. We are running out of time now. So Simon, maybe we'll take one or two more questions and then you can start jump in here and start announce prizes. Can you tell me essential skills for Web3, jobs in AI, blockchain, and crypto? Yeah, so depending on, I think Web3, I have written an article how to become a Web3 developer. But I think AI is its own world, right? So if you're looking for a job in AI, right? AI has so many different jobs, like when you say, I want to become a software developer, right? Or a program developer, it has so many jobs, right? You can be just a back-end developer, you can be a front-end developer, you can be a database guy, you can be just API guy, or you can be a full stack developer. Same thing in Web3, right? You can, even all those Web3 systems, you're thinking there's a blockchain part to it, there's AI part to it, there's front end part to it, there's database cloud part to it. It's still a software. You're still building a software. So depending on where you want to go, what direction you want to go. But understanding of foundations of blockchain is good start. Not to build the blockchain, but how to consume the blockchain, right? So most blockchains have APIs or SDKs. You can call those APIs and SDKs in your application. How to build a decentralized wallet. How the data is managed and controlled by the users. So those are basic fundamental concept you can start learning with. All right, guys. So I think we are running out of time. Simon, why don't you jump in, and Deepak or whoever needs to be, and let's do some giveaways. And I'll stop sharing my screen.
All right, that was a great show, Mahesh. Thank you so much. What should be taken in just about 50 minutes, and so many questions coming up. And for those who have just joined, we crossed more than 700 live viewers at a point. So that was really cool.
Wow. Yeah, that was big. One of the biggest.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest. It's a
Yeah.
good start. I think we should do it more often. And
Yeah.
people have gone for a while now. So I think it's time we go ahead and announce the winner. So a gentle reminder that we have been asking people to use the hashtag sharp token in the comments so that we can pick the winners. Yeah, we can pick the winners. So that's what we're gonna do now. You see, uh, I've shared the screen, and we're gonna do a lucky draw now. So I'm gonna press the button, draw, and whosoever shows up is gonna win a ticket, a sponsored ticket, right? It's a ticket that you'll get from us, or the Wow Summit Hong Kong is gonna happen in the later part of this month. So keep your comments coming in because we're still taking your uh, hashtags. So in the count of one, two, three, let's see who's our first winner. I always think there should be a drum roll.
Yeah, I think that I agree. It should have some kind of music here.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Otto Fisher. Congratulations, Otto. You win a ticket to Wow Summit Hong Kong. That's a really amazing conference. You'll get to meet the C Sharp Corner team over there too. So just DM csharp.tv on Twitter and with a screenshot, and we will send you the tickets. So just DM csharp.tv on Twitter, and we'll get you your tickets. Okay, now I see more comments coming in. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Okay, let's try once again. Who who's gonna be? Is gonna be? Is it gonna be me because I dropped many comments? Okay, let's see. No, no. Oh, James Evans. That we have got news. winners this time. So congratulations, James. You also win a ticket to Hong Kong Wow Summit Hong Kong. We
Okay, we
love to
can do a
see you
couple of
there.
more. There's more people posting.
Yeah, let's do more, James.
It'll
Just
be
DM
five.
us on
To total
Twitter.
five tickets.
Okay, we'll do five. There's a lot of entries coming now. Everyone wants to go to Hong Kong. All right, let's do one more. Du-du-du-du-du. Who wins it? Oh, this is more of, I think, Turkish name. Aytash Ashan. Congratulations, Aytash. We hope to see you in Wow Summit Hong Kong. Just DM us on Twitter. And yeah, congratulations once again. You're joining us from Twitter, from YouTube. Many new faces. Okay, we have last two spots left. And we have more than like 40, 50 entries coming in. All right.
Give it a second. Give it a second. Let people more. There's more people typing. So you wanna? Is it taking live from them?
Yeah, it's taking live. So when you drop it, it just takes about 10 seconds to pick it up.
Okay, so just give a little few minutes. Okay. So while we are giving few more seconds here, guys, everybody appreciate you joining us. It was fun. I think we still have, so many people join. We will do this more often. Um, just try to bring more new technologies, mostly focused around Web3 and AI. And if you have any suggestions and ideas what topic we should cover, feel free to drop us a message on, social media is the best way for C Sharp Corner to reach. You can
Hmm.
also send us direct message on C Sharp Corner. There's a contact us page. By the way, few more months until we unveiled our amazing new platform, and it's going to be amazing, and we're going to start sharing some previews with that, I think, in coming few weeks or so. Yeah, go ahead, let's do it, Simon.
Okay, this is second final one. Let's see who wins this time. Do-do-do. I love this tool actually. uh, uh, Alien, right? He did ask many
Elaine.
questions, isn't it? Yeah.
Elaine did ask, yeah, from
Yeah,
Italy.
so
Yeah,
yeah, that's so nice, Ellen.
congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, hope to see you at Hong Kong. I think it'll be really nice to see you. Now we're gonna have the last giveaway of the day, right? The last giveaway. We have so many people joining in now. I'm gonna hold on for like 10, 15 more seconds.
Yeah, we want to
Keep,
make sure we cover more and more.
yeah. Still have about 100 people join us from
I think
different platforms.
next show we're going to give away other things too, right? I think we should have some goodies as well.
Yeah, they're always
Yeah.
good to share, right? When you get in your post, hey, there's some goodies from C Sharp Corner. Really feels good. Oh, well, a lot of people need goodies. Okay, so shall we do it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining this live show, right? And we now do the final draw. Do, 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 do. Dum, 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 dum. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Michael, wow. I think we have winners from all around the world this time.
All right,
uh,
everybody,
all right.
congratulations to all of you. And hopefully,
Mhm.
I'll see you. Thank you again for being with me and Simon here. Appreciate everybody behind the scene team, Deepak, yeah, Rohit, and Manish, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, and see you hopefully in a week or so. We'll announce next
Yep.
shows on the social media. Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
it all.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. So, all done?
Ooh,